I can't sit and watch an informational video, especially at 2 a.m. from a certified doctor explain to me what's going on YouTube. But if there's like a 10-minute animated infograph, I'm like, yeah, explain this to me.
Hell yeah, talking cartoons.
Yeah.
My reading level.
Yeah, I still read fucking comic
He's
books.
like, don't show me fucking molecules and equations. Draw a stick figure.
Yes.
I don't need stoichiometry.
I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't even know what the fuck. And I read. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
I don't need stoichiometry. I need Stan Lee now.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God. Stoichiometry is a chemistry equation that either people really love or really hate. I really love it, but it's a way to solve certain molecule equations.
Okay.
Looks like you're doing like fractions or something, but it's with the molecules. Yeah.
The only reason that's ringing a bell in my head is because in high school, I was if you couldn't tell, I was a horrible student. And the only reason, like, I was the kid that was getting D's to pass, like, just to keep going forward. And the only reason I got a D in chemistry is because different friends each semester that was in my class literally just let me copy off their homework and then just dragged me through I had a strategy where it was like I would get 90s to 100s on all my homeworks to
fail the test.
Yeah, to get my grade up to like 68, 69, fail the test, back down to 60.2, build it up, and then my teacher would like catch up. I remember I had a chemistry teacher do it, and then at the very end of my senior year, my math teacher, because I had to take 2 math classes at the end of senior year. So that
that's a sign you were not a good student.
Yeah, the entirety of senior year, I had to retake algebra 2, and I had to take
an advanced
geometry.
math. Yeah.
Well, advanced. Yeah. No, and so
I consider algebra 2 advanced. Also, I hate that shit.
Fuck that. Yeah, and it was horrible. But yeah, so I remember the chemistry teacher he legit took me aside halfway through the semester. And he's like, "Hey, man, look, I don't want to accuse you of anything, but like, you are knocking the homework out of the park." And then you bomb your tests.
Yeah.
What's going on? I just stayed silent. And he's like, you know what? Fair enough. All right, just pass the class.
And this is why New Mexico is 51st in education.
And I went to a good school, too. I just didn't understand what the fuck was happening.
You told me, I'm like thinking about my own high school experience. I don't think I had to take math my senior year.
See, and you had you fucks running around.
I chose to take math my senior year so I didn't have to take it in college.
I hated my friends. Like, I have to take math this year because I did. That's how it sounded to me. Like, I don't know if this happens to you, but I'll get if I'm talking to somebody and I'm so uninterested in what they're saying, they turn into like the adults from the Peanuts.
Yeah.
That's what it turned into me. And for me, I was like, fuck you, dude. I fucking hate you. But anyway, so yeah, in geometry, second semester, it got so bad to where every morning because I went to a military school and I lived on the campus, right?
Okay.
So every morning from 7:15 to like 8 pretty much, I was in my math teacher's classroom going over the
Studying
homework
stuff.
like with him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and he was like, so what questions or what problems do you have questions on? And I'm like,
all of them.
Dude, yeah, by the time like we probably got like 2 months into the semester, he was like, he's like, you need all of it.
You're not getting it. Yeah.
I'm like, what do I do, man?
The shapes aren't your thing, man.
Well, it was the shapes, and then it was the words with the shapes.
The tan, cos, sin, all that stuff. Yeah, I hated that.
There were like word problems we had to write out, and we had to like just...
Oh my God, like the proofs or whatever.
Yes.
I hated that. Yeah.
And it was like specifically you had to get the right wording, and the right phrasing, and I'm like, I'm never gonna use wording or phrasing ever in my life. What is this? And now I'm a fucking comedian.
No, literally.
You know what I mean?
But you're never wording and phrasing math problems. No one cares about.
I'm talking about pedophiles and
important things
and religion and
the funny things.
Yes,
pedophiles and religion. The funny stuff.
Yeah, they cross
None
over
of this
a lot
fucking
these days.
cost sign situation. I don't care about your 360 over there.
No, dude, I remember. I'll never forget this. He's John Surgett. That's his name. He's the reason I graduated high school because I remember I took the final exam. Is again how bad I was. I went into it with like a 64 in the class, 65.
Yeah.
I needed a 47 to pass. I remember I took the thing and I turned the paper into him sweaty. Like, he just looked at me and I was like, I'm so sorry. I remember telling him how sorry I was. And I walk away. I go to my room and I'm just like dopamine rush, dopamine crash, right? I'm like, I'm going to bed. Fuck this. And because he told the class, like, hey, your paper is going to be graded by like 3:30. If you want to see your exam, like your result, you know, like it'll be online by 5, or you can come to like this room in this building and I'll have it ready by like 4 or whatever. I was like, all right, sounds good. I get an email at like 3:40 and he's like, I just finished grading your exam. Meet me in this building. And I was like, I'm not graduating high school.
If I'm a teacher and my student hands me an assignment and says, I'm sorry, I might quit. Like, I would be like, I'm so bad at my job. What the fuck am I doing with my life that this guy doesn't know what a fucking hexagon is? He's been speaking in English this entire year. Can't write a single paragraph about a triangle. I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it was. Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, he's calling me to meet me here and he's going to shoot me.
Yeah, so I get out of bed and I put my fucking uniform on and I sprint. And I come in sweaty. And he goes, do you want to see your grade? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, do you know what you needed to pass? And I was like, a 47. Yeah. And he looks at me disgusted. Like, this piece of shit. like this fucking piece of shit. And he had written, because he was like, he was grading all the tests, and he was like putting it in this like table he had wrote out for himself. So he was like input, you know what I mean? And so he had all of it, and then he wrote my score at like the bottom corner to like do this dramatic reveal bullshit. And he flips it up, and it's 48.2.
Oh my God.
And he goes, I'll say the most gangster fucking tone. He goes, I'll see you at graduation.
Yeah!
And I was like, yes! And I fucking slapped his hand, and I just ran out. I was like, yes! I'm graduating high school. Yeah.
I'm allowed off base. Fuck yeah! Let's
go. I'm thinking, like, because there's this, I mean, I'm assuming some regular high schools had it, but, like, the super seniors, like, the kids that didn't graduate on time.
They had to, like, do another
semester, another year, or whatever. Because I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, this school is already costing my family a lot of money. They know I suck, but they know that I'm good at like the military part of it. And I don't know how to justify this one though. I don't know, because like the only reason I got to that school.
This episode of the podcast is brought to you by the amazing people over at Chopped Chili. Guys, this is personally my favorite chili brand here in the state of New Mexico, and you can find them online at choppedchilico.com. You can also find them all across the state of New Mexico at Sprouts, Albertsons, Smith's, and a bunch of other stores in Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Las Cruces. I believe they're even down in El Paso now. They sell red and green chili, of course. My personal favorite is this blend of red and green, and they also sell online frozen bags of green chili. So again, go to choppedchilico.com to get yourself some amazing chili today. Now back to the podcast.
Was because they had this like scholarship where it paid for like more than half. Like,
that's awesome.
It paid for like 60 or 70% of your tuition for 4 years.
And so I don't know how this stuff works. Like, that was a school to prepare you to go into the military after high school?
No, so
or it was just run by.
So that's what you would think, right? Because it's a fucking military school. But really, the way they pitched it, and it's funny because like only like 18 or 20% of the students ever went into the military. It was all like college prep. It was like get you into a good college, get you into whatever, because they have really good relationships with all the major colleges in America. And for me, getting into that school, it was like, the only way I could do is I got the scholarship. I managed to get the scholarship. No idea how. Literally no fucking. I think the only reason I got it was because one of the legislators or whatever from the state is like the people that awards it, and you get one person per county that gets
to award it.
Yeah. And I actually ended up meeting the guy, And I think he was like, oh yeah, we'll give it to this dumbass, whatever, right? You know what I mean?
Anything helps.
Yeah, exactly. So then, my whole, like, again, very bad student. It was like, yeah, stay out of trouble, like, don't, because they have like a rubric where it's like, you know, if you break these rules of different severity, everything like not cleaning your room to fucking having sex on campus, doing drugs, fucking booze, whatever, you have a grading system and it's like a fucking Hogwarts point system, to be honest with you. Anyway, but the thing that killed me was you needed a 2.5 GPA at the end of every year.
Yeah.
And that was a pain for me. Like, literally, if I were to find my transcripts, it would end at like 2.52.
Were you good at any
2.6.
classes? Or you just not like
English
classes? Okay.
A little bit. Like, I was cool at English.
Because I just, like, knowing you now, I would not have guessed that school was so difficult for you.
Oh, yeah. No, well, thank you. Thank you. But yeah, I sucked at math. I was horrible at science. Like, science was like a different language to me. Like, most of the time. Like, stuff like, I took chemistry. I never took physics.
I mean, science is a lot of memorization unless you're doing physics or chemistry. It's like if you're doing biology and things like that, you have to memorize a ton of shit.
Yeah, biology killed me.
And then like chemistry and physics is basically advanced math, like after a certain point.
Yeah, that stuff slaughtered me. But like English I was good at. Stellar at PE. I'm trying to think.
Really good at lunch hour.
I dropped out of art. I'll be real. I've thought about this in years. So freshman year, I was scared already because I was at a new school, whatever, all that stuff, new environment. But I remember the first day of art class, the second day of art class, because the first day was like the syllabus day. Second day of art class, the teacher was like, okay, you guys need to like, he gave us this paper and it was like, use the different like color things in the different sections, and then you have to do like there's like 5 steps to it.
Right.
And she gave us that and it went right over my head and I was too embarrassed to ask and I was like, I'm dropping out. This is stupid. And so
this.
Yeah, so after that class, I literally went to my advisor and I was like, I want to drop art, please. And she was like, why? And I was like,
you go, life is meaningless.
I was like, not interested.
Cut the fucking art class. Yeah. What's this shit?
But then it was like, okay, but you have to take, it was art or something else, but you have to take it before you graduate high school.
Yeah, you need like an elective.
Right, and I was 14, so I was like, yeah,
they
I'll get
make
to
sure
that
you're
later.
not going to shoot up the school.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You have to do one fun class.
Yeah, right. So I was like, I'll get to it later. So senior year rolled around, and I remember me and my buddy were in the same spot where we just put off art every year, and we're fine, we'll fucking do it. And we got an A, but like, duh. And like, I remember we turned into, we were doing like this spray paint thing, and ours looked like shit. It looked like a retarded kid just grabbed 2 cans of spray paint and went like this. And the teacher was like, okay, like.
I'm just also, I love hearing about other people taking art. I never took art, but I knew who the art teacher at my high school was because my friends that took art would go smoke weed and longboard with him during the lunch break. And I just, like, that's who I picture as everyone's art teacher, is the guy that longboards and smokes weed with the seniors during lunch break. And I just remember one of my best friends growing up did the same thing as you. He put off art until senior year, so then he took it. And he was already friends with the art teacher because they longboarded and smoked weed. So it was just so funny. He was like showing me his portfolio at the end of the year. And he goes, I got the art teacher this year. And I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, look at my pieces. And I'm like going through them, and there's an ant somewhere, and just the bug, an ant, whether it's the whole thing is an ant or like he hid an ant somewhere. And he goes, the teacher never figured it out. And then I showed him my portfolio at the end of the year, and he goes, God damn it. Just the most hippie Texan guy. He goes, I got an A because of that.
That's fucking hilarious.
He's like, I tried to make every piece, like, because I guess they study different styles. And he's like, I tried to just make it the same picture of an ant, but in the different styles. And he wouldn't let me do it. So I had to get creative.
That's art. Art class worked.
And he was like, the teacher told me I needed to give him an explanation for it. He came up with some bullshit that made no sense. And the teacher was like, right on.
See, I couldn't.
As long as you can justify it. Certain teachers like that.
I could not be a teacher. Like, just dealing with pissant 14 to 18-year-olds.
Dude, yeah. My dad told me the story of this psychology class he had to take in college, and he said the final literally just said why. That was the only question. It was an essay. It just said why. And I was like, so what did you write? And he goes, I don't know. I just wrote a bunch of shit that they taught us in the textbook, and I got 100. And he goes, but the guy next to me that wrote because and turned it in also got 100.
Fair enough.
Yeah. He was like, you just needed to answer the question, apparently. You could literally put anything. And that was the ultimate psychology test. Can you imagine being in a college class and just, fuck it, I guess this is the answer for my final?
Yes. No, I would that way. Yes. I lived that. I don't have to think. That was me. That was me. Well, because I remember, like, because it was all college prep. Like, that was it. So everything was, like, super advanced.
Yeah, like the AP credits and stuff.
Well, not even, so they didn't do advanced classes. They just, like, moved you up to the next level.
Yeah.
They, like, just, like, and then if you could take, like, if you were smart enough to take college classes, you would take college classes in high school. So, like, like, you'll have, like, 1 or 2 a year, maybe.
Yeah.
But you'll have fucking seniors graduating with their associate's degree.
Yeah. Yeah, we had that some too.
You know what I mean? So, like, I got my ass kicked all through high school, scholastically, but then I got into college, and I slept through half my shit. And got like a 3.5.
That's awesome.
At the same school. And I remember just getting like, there was a teacher I was really cool with. His last name was Cheney. Super cool guy. Comic book dork like me. And I remember he had pulled me into his office one day, and he was like, because his office, like, he had some like regular books, but like, most of his office were just all like graphic novels. And shit. And he was like, if you maintain an A in my class, feel free.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I was like, so I read like all of like Neil Gaiman's Sandman, read a bunch of old school Punisher, Spider-Man. It was the shit, right?
That's awesome.
And I remember we maintained a friendship into college, and then I remember one of my years in college, I like stopped by his office. I was like, dude, what the fuck? And he's like, what now? I'm like, you saw my grades in high school. I did fine in your class.
Right.
But like in every other class, I was getting mollywopped, just getting destroyed. I don't do dick right now, and I'm getting a 3.5.
Right.
And he like sat down and explained about how like there's a lot more, I guess at that school, there was a lot more leeway with the curriculum because they're like super in like with the New Mexico government. So they could basically crank their high school curriculum up to 15 and make it super hard to prep you for college.
And then college
is standardized like through some other thing. And I was like, yeah, so, dude, so you're basically taking regular college. Like, it's a junior college, dude.
Right.
So you're taking, like, regular college that everyone else is doing. They just beat the piss out of you for the first 4 years. Aren't you glad they did that? And I was like, no! Not really.
Honestly, no. Kind of pissed.
Yeah. I'm glad that, like, because I got good, like, soft skills out of it, like time management and how to, like, I'm really glad that I learned how to not be an asshole at that school. No, for real.
That's a skill a lot of people don't learn in high school.
Yeah.
They learn how to be an asshole a lot of the time.
Well, a lot of people there learn how to be an asshole, that's for sure. But I watched them ahead of me.
Right.
Because there's like a corps of cadets and like a ranking structure. Like, you had fucking like 17-year-olds in charge of 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
All that bullshit.
Yeah.
Rank. Yeah, I haven't heard that word in a long time. That one. Yeah.
Rank. Yeah.
And so I saw all of them, and I made a lot of mistakes, but like I saw them ahead of me, and I was like, oh, they're a dick. Just don't do that.
Yeah.
I guess figure out how to not. So I learned a lot of personable like soft skills like that.
Right.
And got all of the like just like the real like power tendencies. Like I don't have like the ego.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying I don't have. I want to be a comedian.
Right.
There's an ego in here somewhere.
But it's a different.
Yeah, it's not like I'm better than everybody else.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I got a lot of that out of me at the time, and
Yeah.
I learned how to manage my time properly, and I managed like how to prioritize like things I have to do or like what's important happening soon or whatever that type of shit. So I'm really happy about that. But my fucking God. When I walked, and all my friends knew how retarded I was. like they all did. And so, because I spent all my free time, I was just hanging out with my buddies. And I wouldn't have traded that for fucking anything.
Right.
But like, hanging out with all my buddies, playing video games, eating Chinese food, eating pizza. That's all we did.
Yeah.
And then when it came to school, they were magically okay somehow.
Yeah.
And I was like, I spend 90% of my time with you people.
Yeah.
I thought we were all going down with the ship.
I thought we failed together.
Yeah.
This isn't brotherhood.
Yeah, right, exactly. Right, yeah. So
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the podcast. If you like what you've seen here, please share it with as many people as possible. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, Apple Podcasts. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. It really does help out the podcast. And if you're feeling extra generous, feel free to subscribe to our Patreon.